Not all mass shootings are equal. Some just don't get the attention they deserve. Holiday weekends are always slow for news. A big holiday like this one means that most news desks take the day off. You're not going to get much. I mean, sure, you'll get a Nancy Pelosi's husband getting pulled over for a DUI, but here's one that probably should get a lot more coverage. And it's interesting that they dumped this story today, Sunday night, on a holiday weekend. They can say, yeah, we reported it, but did they really make a big effort? Well, why? Why do you think they're trying to hide this? Let's look at it and see if there's something that sticks out to us. This comes from the Sacramento Bee. Mtula Payton, a fugitive in downtown Sacramento mass shooting, was arrested in Las Vegas. Oh my God, another mass shooting? I know mass shootings have been all over the news, but this one didn't get hour by hour by hour by hour coverage on the networks. But this was a mass shooting. Let's see if there's anything different about this one, why they wouldn't want this to get out. So we got here is the fugitive suspect in the downtown Sacramento gang shooting nearly 2 months ago. 2 months ago. He killed 6 and wounded 12. Okay, that is clearly a mass shooting. 6 people died, 12 were wounded. This is a huge story that happened 2 months ago. This is the first I've ever heard of it. So, Sacramento police say he was one of the men who opened fire on 10th and K Streets on April 3rd. He was located and taken into custody by the Las Vegas Metro Police Department FBI Criminal Apprehension Team. Okay, great. Now this is good. This guy is a mass shooter, and they caught him. But there's something about this that just sticks in the back of my head. Why didn't this get a lot of coverage? I mean, this guy is a mass this guy's a mass shooter. Okay, this is gang violence. These were 2 gangs shooting it out. And unfortunately, some of the wounded people were bystanders. This was in the middle of an intersection. Now, these 3 guys were involved with it. There were others. There were people that died, etc., etc. But because it's black on black and gang crime, it's not getting the same kind of coverage. And some people may say, well, yeah, but the other coverage that got all this news was kids. They're shooting kids. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, shooting kids is horrible, no doubt. But this was gang violence in the middle of a large U.S. city. 6 people died, 12 were wounded. It happened 2 months ago. I'm just saying that Black Lives Matter, well, not to these guys, all right? And not to the Sacramento Bee, who dropped this story Sunday night on a holiday weekend. I'm just saying, I'm pointing it out. I don't know if this is getting the kind of coverage it deserves. Authorities say the Martins and Payton were part of 2 rival gang groups that squared off in 10th and K Streets. The area bars were closing and opened fire on each other, spraying at least 114 rounds through the streets, where as many 80 people were gathered around. Okay, this could have been catastrophically worse. They didn't care. Shooting 114 rounds, this is spray and pray. They're just trying to take out as many people as possible. They didn't care about who they shot. We're just gonna go and get some people. This is gangland stuff. I don't know. I don't think it was this bad in the Wild West, where there literally weren't any rules. All right. Now, what they did is they put a video up, and this is the gunman, the group, the gang, was a few hours before the shooting. Now, what it does, I'm not playing this video. All it is a lesson in Ebonics and how to scream the N-word and how to form sentences without using verbs. Okay, this is just typical gangland nonsense, talking up people, getting all amped up before the big game, and then they went out and shot a bunch of people. So I'm not glorifying this at all. I just want to point out that if you have a mass shooting where one type of shooter is involved or one type of victim is involved, it's going to get covered all over the place. But if you have another shooting that for all intents and purposes was just as deadly, it's gonna get less coverage. Or no coverage. I consider dropping a story late Sunday night on a holiday weekend no coverage. That's my bias. Clearly, they covered it. But did they? So, the way these stories are being covered, do you think this helps the problem? Do you think it helps the people involved? Do you think these need more or less coverage? I don't know. When I find a story like this, I like to talk about it to give it a little more sunshine. If you like what I'm doing and you want to see more stories like this, go ahead and do the subscribe thing, and thanks a bunch. Now go away.